This is CEOP, Mr. RockTheMicNews.com, Mr. Pick of the Week, every Sunday, 9 p.m., iHeartRadio 103 Jams with your boy DJ Jack and Spade. And I have an epic interview, man. One of a kind. The first time with a mogul right now. This man has an incredible record label, incredible publishing company. He got deals with TV companies. He got sponsorships with online radio stations. He just signed the country singer. I mean, what else is to say about this guy? He's been out here 8+ years handling business. I'm talking about Gman Entertainment's own. Gman, what up, man?
Yeah, what's going on, bro?
So look, man, we gonna rewind this movie back. What originally inspired Gman, which a lot of people don't know. Originally it was a management company, and then you added on the label piece. You know, let's take us back 8 years before, you know, this was just a dream. Like, what inspired you to want a label, to stay? I mean, 8 years is a long time. You know what I'm saying? So what inspired you to stay dedicated to a label, to start management and then go label, and just what's keeping you going, man?
I gotta give you the short story on that one. Basically, like when I got in, I was given an opportunity to get on the street team. That's how I got my first start. You know, running around clubs 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, passing out flyers, shit like that. And my mentor, even to this day, you know, he gave me the opportunity basically to go out, because he did promotions. Is what we did promotions. I was part of a promotional company. So what he wanted to do, he wanted to go ahead and basically grab local artists' music and start throwing out mixtapes. So with me, you know, being loyal to him and me running around with him and shit like that, you know, we put out about 3 or 4 mixtapes consistently, and around about the 3rd or 4th mixtape, he gave me an opportunity for me to go out and draft some of the artists and start putting playlists and stuff like that together for the mixtape. So when I did my very first one, you know, I got a lot of positive feedback, stuff like that, because at that point, like I said, I'm in the street passing out CDs, flyers, whatever. So people started getting kind of familiar a little bit with who I was. But at that time, it won't no Gman and none of that shit being thought about at that, you know, early on at that phase. So I think what it was is, so then, you know, he tried to expand from the promotional thing to some sort of like an indie label. So he told me, he was like, well, look, you know, I want you to be an A&R for this, boom, boom, boom. At the time, I didn't know what the hell an A&R was. So I went home, researched the shit, whatever. I said, okay, cool. So the first group that I went out and found was the group Strictly Overdose. You know what I'm saying? And then way back then, and what was it, 01, 02? Something like that. Yeah, that's fact. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I went out, found the group, brought the group over. And I remember like it was yesterday, we had went, at the time, like I said, my boss, you know, my mentor at the time, everybody knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he would cut hair. His job was he would cut hair, so everybody come to the barbershop. So I remember, man, we went to this party one night, and, you know, everybody was in there, dapping the nigga up, this, that, and the third. And then he was getting credit for a lot of the stuff that I was doing and that the youngest up underneath me was doing, because I would reach out and grab my homeboys and say, look, you know, come fuck with me and come help me promote this company. So I ain't like that too much back then, because I felt like a dude that was doing a lot of the work but was getting no praise for the work that I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So after time went on, you know, I talked to him, had to sit down with him, talk to him, you know, and then he felt like, all right, well, you know, G, you ain't, you know, he told me, he said, yo, you ain't a follower, you a leader. So he kind of blessed me to kind of jump out on my own and kind of start my own stuff, but we still maintained a very, very good relationship all these years. So at the time when I left, I started Gman in 04. It was Gman Management in 04 is when we came out. So we did that, and the first group was Overdose. So when I had left, Overdose came with me because they had the relationship with me, not so much with the head of the, you know, of the promotion company / label at that time. So they rocked with me or whatever, and I started building my brand off of that group. And then after that, other acts and shit, they came and gone, and, we kept doing what we was doing.
Yeah, we're going to get to all that. What keeps you going, to this day? What's that driving force? And has times ever got, tough to the point he's like, man, because hip hop, you say you've been doing hip hop for a long time, so hip hop's a tough game, So what keeps you dedicated, man, to your company, man, and dedicated to just the industry itself, which really, man, to the experts, music is a dying industry as far as the money aspect of making money off records.
Yeah, to answer the first half, what keeps me going and keep it 110, I think, man, it's really, really like the people on my team. I'm talking about from my business partners to, all the way down to the vet artists, like your Contaminations, your T-Rifik, your Miscellaneous, the vets that then helped me build this brand and that's been there with me from day one, because, like I said, at the end of the day, I feel like with these guys, like I kind of can't let these guys down. So, it's definitely been situations, I was we had a conversation before where I told you what it was about last year and a half ago. At one point, I actually really, really considered shutting Gman down. Like really just, kind of like saluting it off and leaving it that, because, man, it was at a point where, this should be stressful, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like it'd be stressful. I mean, you deal with so many different personalities, demands. You just deal with so much bullshit in between. And at that
spend
time,
so much money.
Oh my God,
that.
man! Shit, I don't even want to even talk about that.
Don't forget the money.
I don't even want to even talk about that. But I'm just saying, but in general, man, it's rough. So at the time when I thought about shutting shit down, I think I went to California. And when I went to California, I was out there for about a week and a half or so. And when I came back, nigga, like I wasn't motivated to do shit. Like I'm talking about the artist was like, damn, nigga, we ain't heard from you, woo woo. Like, man, I was really like in like a depressed stage with the music shit, because I had felt that my wheels and stuff was turning and I was getting nowhere. Even though, we can sign anybody and everybody who we want or whoever, is that choose to come on. But at the end of the day, it's bigger than that for me. You know what I'm saying? So, luckily, man, I got blessed. Like I said, my mentor, he basically came back into my life, had a conversation with me about what I needed to do to rebound. And I mean, I'm trying to tell you, man, it was rough. And what I had to do was practically rebuild Gman, like, from inside out all over again. You feel what I'm saying? Because it was a time where we wasn't doing nothing. If anything, you would see an announcement here and there, but I mean, it was a time we weren't putting out no music, no albums, no videos. It wasn't none of that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, so I basically kind of had to figure out a different way to come at this thing. You know what I'm saying? So once I figured that shit out, and then, I started making certain deals happen and changed up my game plan and rebuilt it. Then once the opportunity was coming, and then the money finally started coming in, and then everybody was feeling good and shit like that, I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep rolling. But what I had to do was I basically had to go through damn near 6, 7, 8 years to find the same format just for all to hit me, and the shit almost shut down. So I think I hit that point in my life where I had to, you kind of got to rebound and come back stronger.
What is give us one moment. It could be a studio moment. It could be a show moment that you had experienced, that you knew that you can do it, like inside. Because a lot of people don't know the struggles, the stress that a business mind goes through, because at the end of the day, a business person doesn't get any accolades until
hell no.
Millions of records in, or
that's right.
Worldwide tour, we just killed it, we made 20 million. So a lot of people don't know the strength of you're talking about 8 years. I know we've seen them. We've seen companies rise and companies fall. And I mean, whether it was locally or whether it was in the music industry itself, so what moment that you know, what moment or what record or what experience did you ever have and you say, you know what, we could do this. Let's go. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie, man, it's probably when I struck the TV situation with T-Rifik, with the placement and stuff.
Talk about T-Rifik. Perfect segue. Let them know the super producer, how you met him, and then tell us about the TV experience.
All right, well, how I met him was, some of the people out there may remember this shit. It was kind of short-lived. What was it, man? T been with me going on 5 years. So probably like 4 years ago, something like that. I got a phone call one day from this artist. He was signed to Gman for a short period of time. We used to call him Nero. He was a white dude.
Okay.
Well, the boy Nero, he called me or whatever, has to meetings, whatever, signed him, brought him in. And T-Rifik is Nero's best friend. You know what I'm saying? So when Nero got in the system, he said, yo, look, I got a producer, whatever like that, you know, that I think is dope, and, you know, I want to bring him on board with me. So at the time, that shit kind of went through one end right after the other, because, you know, I had specialists, and I think I was working with some other producers at the time or whatever like that. So I started hearing some of Nero's stuff, and then I heard the production, and I was like, yo, well, who is that? He said, yo, that's my man I've been trying to get you with. So I drove by the Newport News, went out there to have a meeting with T. And at the time, this nigga was like 110 pounds. You know, the nigga was skinny as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
He's eating now.
Looking like a bodyguard now, yeah. So so we go over there. Matter of fact, the first night we went over there was me, Kenny, and Miscellaneous. We went out there. Because at this time, I was trying to find a sound for Miscellaneous. So we go over there, and we talking, and then we listening to beats. And I mean, I'm trying to tell you, like, his beat catalog was crazy. It was way too many. So I started just randomly clicking. And the first beat that we got from him was Miscellaneous is a Get That Guap beat. That we and that's actually what we actually introduced her off of, was a T-Rifik track. So, you know, boom, went in, snatched that up, came back, grabbed 2, 3, 4, 5 more. We started working, and then I said, man, I gotta have this dude. So T-Rifik was so raw, you know, at the time when I got him, and you know, niggas that know me, I love dealing with raw talent. Like, I like to see him, you know, grow. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I picked him up. You know, he bought into the shit we were saying, and, you know, he trusted the business and stuff like that, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And he came in, you know what I mean? And then we just basically put T in the position of where T-Rifik making a lot of money, a lot of success, a lot of different publishing deals he got, you know, that we don't always make announcements on. So we put him in the position, and he's doing his thing. So, you know, that's kind of.
So that was the moment, you know, like, when you got T-Rifik. Tell us about the television deal. How'd you score that?
Oh, with that deal was same thing. Like with his .com is really where that came from. He was pumping his .com, and a publisher reached out to him. Actually, they actually reached out to him, and at the time, T-Rifik didn't know shit about no publishing or even what it was. So they reached out to him. So he put it in my hands, and the publisher actually tried to. I'm gonna say he kind of tried to rape him a little bit, because he tried to take a lot of T-Rifik's publishing, not knowing that T-Rifik was already signed to a publishing deal with us. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So what that allowed for me to do was it basically allowed for me to kind of leverage the deal more in T-Rifik's favor. Like I said, anybody that know anything about publishing, like with T-Rifik, you know, being as loyal as is and how he is, on some of T-Rifik's situations, T-Rifik actually has a percentage of our publishing. You know what I'm saying? Dope. Which is deep. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
that's unheard of.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, you know, I ain't going to disclose the percentage, but he has the percent. So not only when T-Rifik gets his check, T-Rifik gets 2 checks. He get one for his own check that comes to him, and then he also gets cut another check from us. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that nigga may be the only nigga that may ever get that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day,
he's still over there. It's just 5 years.
Right.
And he never went nowhere.
That's right. And that's what it's about, man. You know, that's what it's about. It's about the loyalty, man, and just kind of trusting the system, you know what I mean?